What's going on, boys? Today we are talking a bit about a severe lack of answers. Answers to what, you might ask? How awful reality is, and more specifically, what can be done about it. Which is nothing, really. I felt like I was bullshitting on my last video, because despite fighting off the bad vibes, I didn't feel any better. And yesterday, I felt even worse somehow. And I think it's because reality is a sequence of pains and humiliations you can't get out of. For a while now, I've been championing will or self other or shadow as an internal well of salvation. And it isn't. It's an aspect and a tool, something you can develop, but it doesn't get you out of reality. It doesn't make you happy, and it isn't an unstoppable, unbending force. Something that is always there as a source of power as long as you can figure out how to tap into it. There are many instances you'll tap into it and find nothing there but a sobbing, shriveled up little raisin. After I got that Thanatos shit out of me 2 days ago, I didn't feel any better. All I felt was exhausted. And yesterday, all I felt was more exhausted. A level of defeat I haven't felt in quite some time. Bad enough, I bought a number of childhood classic junk foods and experienced another humiliation that made me reflect in the checkout line. Aw, these are so cute. I haven't seen these in forever. Are your kids having a sleepover? No, ma'am. My kids aren't having a sleepover. Something inside me is having a breakdown and can't stop crying, and I don't know what to do about this, other than try to pacify it with semi-nostalgic junk foods. And of course I made the mistake of being honest. Not that honest, of course, but honest enough to say, no, I don't have kids, I'm just having a bad day, and then getting a creeped out look. The other thing I've noticed about reality is whenever you feel truly defeated, too weak even to resist in any meaningful way, people's instincts are not to help you, they are to come over and kick you in a variety of different ways. Anyway, I think the reason your shadow isn't unstoppable is because it is an aspect of self. Even if it is a powerful aspect, maybe even a divine aspect, it is still self. And I think part of what we're doing while we're alive is gestating this divine or other aspect, trying to bring it to term and birth it. And while I hadn't been thinking about it in these terms, even though I do think these new terms, there's something to them, I have been viewing shadow development or spiritual development as a purpose unto itself. That's what the last video was partially about. I'm beginning to think that isn't the case. I think it's something you can do, and it will have effects. Some of those effects came out today, but I think we are 100% playing a losing game. I don't think there's any winning. Even when you win, you are losing because of the measures you needed to take to win. There is no situation in which humans just get along and take care of each other. We read it last time. False hope is their most prominent, most common, most effective tool of deception. If there is anything to be done, then all it is managing yourself in a losing, already lost situation. Example, my self-other came online again today. Someone I thought I was okay with came in, and we sat down to have some coffee and chit-chat, and I made the mistake of getting fooled into talking about how I've actually been feeling a little bit. Before it became apparent, this was not a conversation. This was someone who is not cool with me coming in here to take a harder shot at me while I'm down. Telling me I don't deserve my job. Telling me I dress like a felon and carry a gun like a gangster. You can say what you mean. You don't have to pussyfoot around it around me. Say what you mean. That I deserved that scare. That I should probably get a job more suited to what I am, which is not a leader. That someone who wears a mask and has been avoiding me for months now is so much better of a person than I am, which is odd that that person would come up. And as I'm sitting there realizing that this is an attempt at a solo ambush, you know how sometimes when you start a vehicle, it lurches forward very abruptly? I started feeling my shadow that has been a beaten raisin sobbing in my chest for the last few days, hitting now the ignition, engine starting to turn over, realizing as I'm listening, I'm getting really angry, despite feeling too tired and beaten even to move almost. And then, at a point, the spark ignites and the shadow lurches forward at this fucker. And you know you've accomplished something when someone is talking shit while walking away from you. And nothing threatening said, of course, just some followings to consider, spoken in a voice that doesn't even feel like my own. And despite defending myself in this situation, I still feel awful. I don't even feel happy that I survived that exchange. Because your shadow, or your will, self-other, whatever you want to call it, isn't a purpose unto itself. I think it is important spiritual work. It does feel like carrying a very powerful child in the womb of your heart and mind. And maybe that is exactly what it is. Maybe we are the figs to fig wasps, the things they gestate inside of and then emerge from later, as above, so below. But that's not... Maybe it is a purpose. Maybe I'm just misinterpreting what purpose feels like, but this all feels aimless, unhappy, doomed. There is no winning this game. There are just increasingly strange and potent strats to getting further. or closer to a finish line that doesn't exist, meaning getting nowhere in the end. So now, in a more rational state of mind, observing the boa constrictor argument from 2 days ago, why are we here? I have no idea. In fact, I think the only reason I am still here is just because I haven't what the actual stakes of the game are. Because I think the stakes, if there are any, do you experience that level of doubt that makes you question if every single thing you believe is bullshit? If every single thing you think you believe is just a convenient fabrication to keep you here. I don't know what the actual stakes of this game are, and I don't know if there are any stakes at all. I'm still playing because I don't know what the point of the game is. While I love my shadow for beginning to back me up and to take care of me in moments like these, that thing isn't the reason I'm alive. I don't think so. I'm not sure. But the point of this video, recognizing that, one, there are no real winning answers. There's no way out. That's how people are going to make money off of you. And that's how you're going to get hurt the most in the end. Thinking you can find a way out. There isn't one. Two, recognizing that shadow or self-other isn't a way out. It's not invulnerable. It is a thing. It's a strange, powerful thing, but it is not invulnerable. It's a tool, not an answer, and it's a responsibility. You have to take care of it if you decide you want to try to raise it. And then third, I don't think there is any triumph. I don't think there is any silver lining in your defeat. I think the reality of the defeat of our souls, or the humiliations and pains of reality, I think they are an ever-present background radiation that, like lungs, can recede at times, breathe out, and give you space to delude yourself into feeling you're getting anywhere, or succeeding, or working out this 1 in a trillion solution that nobody's ever found before that background radiation of defeat and what you are comes back in and settles in on you. And there's nothing you can do about it other than wait for it to go away until you can, or have enough wiggle room to try to delude yourself again. To delude yourself into thinking you don't have to make this fucking MBTI video that you have notes for. We already went through our summary, so we are good to wrap up now. But that about rippity wraps this one up. I hope you enjoyed watching, because I certainly enjoyed making it. I don't know what to do. Like if you enjoyed, because it helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't, because we do this shit sometimes. And comment your thoughts, because I love hearing from you. What is there to say? But thanks again for watching, everybody. Really, we have a lot of fun on this channel. So much fun, in fact, there's no fun. And that's how much fun we have on this channel. And I look forward to doing this with you guys again in the future.